caterpillar is dying. Ooh, we in a war. What's good, folkers? Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy. This is gonna be a quick live. I don't really do videos about celebrities when they pass away, but I just thought this one was this here celebrity death. Well, he's not really a celebrity, right? He's the son of a celebrity who was trying to make his own way as a rapper, I guess. I didn't even know he had a son named Bobby Brown Jr. Real shit, Bobby Brown. But I thought it was interesting, the story surrounding his death. That's why I wanted to talk about it, right? Because apparently he died he was sick. He had congestion and coughs and all this other shit. But the interesting thing is he was born with a heart condition. So he was born with a heart condition, and he was sick and going through some issues with sickness. And he called some friends of his and, you know, basically was talking like he knew he was going to die, right? Like he knew he was going to die. And I thought it was interesting because he was coughing and all this other shit and was congested. One of his friends thought that it might have been the Tecate. And it's very interesting how now that with every death that happens right now, right, that involves anything to do with like a sickness, like buffering already. Anyway, Marcy T says, let me stop here. Every breath you take, every move you make, every game you stayed, I'll be watching you. That's funny. So now I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but I imagine when the news media starts picking it up, they'll assign Tecate 19 to his death. They'll say Bobby Brown Jr., Bobby Brown's son, Bobby Brown Jr., aspiring rapper or whatever, has died from Tecate 19. I can see them saying that. And then once you start reading through, you'll see that a friend assumed that he had Tecate 19. Not they actually confirmed that he had Tecate 19. This happened with something else too. They were talking about how another person died of Tecate 19, but then in the article, they say that the cause of death is unknown. The cause of death is unknown, but it's assumed to have been Tecate 19. Why don't they say that in the headline? Why don't they say that as plain? Why do they say the cause of death was Tecate 19, and then in the body, in the article, they tell you that the cause of death is unknown? Well, if the cause of death is unknown, how are you putting that in the title of your article? I don't get it. Like, these no account ass media outlets are just, you know, I feel like they were responsible for a lot of the death going on in this world today. I do, because they are spreading fear like wildfire, and fear can lead to death in many different ways. All right? The panic, you know, the stress, all that, y'all know. But in this, where I also read about this Bobby Brown Jr. death, it didn't mention anything about, in the title, about him dying from Tecate 19. They just said Bobby Brown Jr. Pretty much knew that he was going to die before he died a short time after. He told his friends that he would be dying, and then he died. You know, that's what they said. And then in the article, you see that a friend thought he might have had the coronavirus or the Tecate virus. So we'll see what happens when the news media picks this up. Bobby Brown can't keep a child alive to save his life. What is going on with Bobby Brown and his children and his late wife, his late estranged ex-wife, Whitney Houston? Is buffering bad? Of course it is. So what's going on with Bobby Brown and his children and the people in his life? Why are so many people around him dying? Yeah, so that's what I thought, right? That's what I think, Ted. Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston were heavy into drugs. And when your parents are heavy into drugs and they have children, those children can have horrible, they can be born with congenital diseases like heart disease and, lung disease, whatever. They can be born an addict. A lot of children of drug addicts are born drug addicts. So that's what I think. That's why I think that he had a heart condition, right? He had a heart condition. He got sick. His heart couldn't take it. Where'd he get sick from? Who knows? But I bet you a dime to a donut, they're going to say it's Tecate. Every time someone dies of a natural cause now, they think you think Tecate, right? That's what they want you to have on your mind. I said this in my earlier live today. What they want you to have on your mind is Tecate 19. When someone dies, when someone is sick, they want you to think it's Tecate. When people just drop dead or pass out on the stairs, they want you to think right away, Tecate. Tecate 19, Tecate 19. Oh, it's everywhere. I can't escape it. You know what I mean? That's what they want. That is what they want. So that a fearful you can be more simply controlled, right? It's crazy. It's crazy that, oh man, I just can't believe it, and the media is so obviously full of shit, and that's why I get pissed. Not pissed. I get really, I'm really disappointed when cats like the Amazing Lucas and others put so much stock in what the media says. So this is the thing, man. So many people. Okay, so let's look into the election, right? If you are a Trump supporter and you believe that Trump is being cheated or there's fraud going on, it's not enough just to have that belief. You can't just live with that belief and wait to see what the results are of any investigation going on. Everybody wants you to provide evidence, right? First of all, it's not your job. It's not up to you to provide evidence when you're just an individual who feels Trump is being cheated. Trump has a legal team for that. Trump has a legal team that is working on trying to prove mass voter fraud on a scale that would affect the election, right? Let's say if it wasn't for this amount of mass fraud, then Joe Biden wouldn't have won Pennsylvania. He wouldn't have won Georgia. He wouldn't have won Michigan, Wisconsin, all these contested states, Arizona. It's not up to us. Who do cats think we are? First of all, I don't even believe in this shit. I don't care if Trump win or lose. I do understand that if Trump stays in office, we have bought ourselves a little more time. But eventually, they're going to bring the pain. It's just a matter of, is it going to happen 4 years from now, or is it going to happen in January when they start when they start the program? Are they going to start the program in January, or in January 2021, or are they going to start in January 2025? Right? So I understand that based on who they put in office, there's a certain round of there's going to be a round of things that are going to occur to us depending on that. So and that's as far as I go with caring about who's in office, right? That's it. But this is the problem, right? If you ask for evidence, you can't ask an audience for evidence of something they believe in. They don't have to do that. Okay? Right? Now, at me, as someone who is bringing you guys information, right, that I opine on a lot, right? I give a lot of my opinion, and I give a lot of thought. I put my thoughts into it, right? I use what I learned and information I've gained, bring it to you guys, and then I expound on it, or I give my thoughts on that. But me, as someone who's giving you guys information, I don't feel like I should just be saying shit, right? I like to provide sources from different angles and all that, right? I like to go through multiple sources. But if you guys say something, if you tell me, oh, I don't believe that, and you say, oh, you have a thought about something, I might ask you, do you have a link? Do you have a source? Or, people do it all the time. Hey, Snap, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Oh, this happened, that happened. And then I'll be like, well, y'all, look, give me a link and I'll talk about it. Can you drop a link or shoot me an email and I'll look into it. Right? But for me to say, yo, I'm going to debunk what you said right now by doing a Google search, finding the first thing that looks like might agree with what I'm saying, and saying, see, I just debunked your argument. No. What? That's not how you debunk someone's argument. You don't say, oh, okay, I did a 5-minute Google search, because you can Google search anything and find 100,000 different things about that one thing. You can't do a 5-minute Google search and decide whether or not there was voter fraud in this election. First of all, there's voter fraud in every election. There's voter fraud in every election, and the media is going to highlight it or not, depending on the agenda. So the fact that we keep looking at and listening to the media in regards to how we're gonna live our daily lives is beyond comprehension, right? It's beyond comprehension. Because like I said, if this Bobby Brown Jr. thing comes out and it goes viral, right? If it goes viral, I bet that they will try to, in some form or fashion, in some grand way, tie it to Tecate 19. But I just told you guys in one of the very first articles about this that the friend thought it might be Tecate 19. There has not been confirmed. No one has. He hasn't been tested, from what I understand, and he didn't tell anybody that he had Tecate 19. He just was sick. But you see what they're going to do. They're not going to fact check. They're not going to say, was he tested? They're going to take this and run with it, because it's another round of ammunition they can put in the chamber of fear to shoot off to you. They're not They're not real journalists. They're just going to say, oh, okay, well, this is what she thought. I think the same thing. Oh, he was coughing and had a congestion. Okay, well, shit. Well, let's roll with that. And let's at the end of the article put down that he was born with a heart condition. Let's put that at the very bottom. We'll put that down there. We'll bury that. We'll bury that very crucial piece of information, because that's what they do in regards to the Tecate 19. They'll bury the information about pre-existing conditions. Well, that's very important when you talk about, when you talk about what kills a person during natural causes. That's a very crucial piece of information. That's a very crucial piece of information that should shape how you deal with this particular disease or how you don't deal with it. But they're always gonna bury it. That's always gonna be secondary. That should be in the forefront. This person with congenital heart disease died while sick. Now, this is the thing. If you have a pre-existing heart condition, there's a number. When you have a heart condition, shit just cascades from that, right? If you have a heart condition, you have poor circulation probably. And if you have poor circulation, then your immune system is going to suffer from that. And if your immune system suffers from it, when you get sick, guess what? You'll more easily succumb to that sickness, whether it be a cold, a flu, or whatever the case may be. Cold, flu, right, whatever. Like if you got lupus. Lupus is a freaking autoimmune disease. AIDS, HIV, autoimmune diseases, right? That if you get a sickness, would knock your ass down, unlike most other people who have healthy organs. But they don't want to talk about that. They just want to say, oh, we got 4,000 new cases of the Tecate 19 in Los Angeles yesterday. So therefore we have to increase restrictions. Why? Why? I talked about that, right? We know why. But I just want to point out, I wanted to jump on this and be like, look, because I'm gonna stay on top of this story here and see what mainstream media does with it. I want to see what they do with this story. They probably wouldn't give a shit, right? My guess is, well, they probably would, because they'll get a lot of traction like they did with Bob Brown's daughter and Whitney Houston, right? But we'll see what they do with this. We'll see how they tie it in. We'll see what's more important to them. I believe what's important to them is that they will bring up that it might be Tecate. Tecate is the culprit. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that that's what they're going to do. I don't know. I can't speak on that right now. This is just me assuming. That's what I think they're going to do based on what I know of the media. Jay with Open Eyes only started a YouTube because I had no one to vent to, but it's not even helping. I just wanted some advice at how to keep mindset, even though I feel like killing myself. What? Yo, Jay. Nah, you don't want to go there, brother. You don't want to go there. Just keep doing what you do. All right? Don't be discouraged if you feel like you're not getting any views or any traction. You just started. All right? You just started making videos. You have very few videos. You just have to keep going. California Dreaming in NYC was good. You got to keep going. You got to keep putting content out there. Keep doing your research. Keep bringing the information. If you're not using sensationalism to grow your page, to grow your channel, it's not going to grow fast, right? If you don't have a sensational story, if you're not name dropping, right? If you're not name dropping left and right, boom, boom, boom. If you're not doing celebrity gossip and whatnot, and and you have a person, like you can have a personality and you can have a way of speaking that people will enjoy and will be drawn to. But in order to even get their attention in the first place, a lot of times you're going to have to, if you want it to happen fast, you have to start sensationalizing your goddamn page with this name drop, that name drop, this name drop, right? Right. I mean, I probably name dropped a few times, but I don't name drop to the point where, okay, boom, that's going to get me viral, right? Heavy Duty Country, that video, that was kind of viral, right? But I didn't even know who the guy was. I didn't know it was going to go viral. I just said, hey, you talking shit about the NFAC, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know that so many people were going to fly to the page because I use his name. And most of them hate me, right? So the videos that I did on him, boom, I had less, the like to dislike ratio was horrible. I don't care. I mean, the comment section is just filled with people talking shit. I don't care. Is buffering still? Man. Is it buffering? So when you know, and I did, like, I call out ABL, I call out Brandon Tatum, but those guys aren't going to get you, using names like that, not necessarily going to get you any traction unless you're saying something positive about them, because they have a huge following. They have a huge following. Huge following that if you're speaking positive, you might, boom, if you speak positive on them, I like that. I like your video. Boom, I subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I like ABL and Brandon Tatum too. Boom, boom, boom. But I didn't speak positive on ABL and Brandon Tatum. Now, I didn't attack them personally. I attacked their ideas. I went against their ideas and their mindset. But when you go at, when you address them in that manner, their audience sees it as you attacking them personally. So boom, you don't get traction that way either. You get horrible like to dislike like ratio. You have your comment section will be flooded with comments, but most of those people are not going to subscribe. And those who do subscribe are going to be the ones that don't like ABL and Brandon Tatum. And they're going to be, it's going to be less of those people. Anyway, like I said, don't be discouraged. You got to keep going. Channels grow very slowly depending on how you approach you're putting out content. I don't put out sensational content, right? I put out, you know, most of my shit is political, you know, that's just what it is. Like, you know, I just don't be discouraged in life and in YouTube. You just started, so just keep going. Stay positive. You know, keep doing the research. Keep presenting the research. Put links in your comment section with the shit that you're checking out and talking about. I've always wanted to make a successful gaming channel. Yeah, it takes time to grow this shit, man. It takes time to grow your channel. Vanessa Poindexter says my cousin is in the hospital because of the 19. Word, man. Yeah, my father is so afraid of the virus because of what the news says. He will not let the family visit. Shameful. My wife's homegirl has Sakate 19 now, she says, but we ain't been around them like in months. I ain't even seen her since last year, so I ain't worried about that. Yeah, you know, apparently her dude caught it from her son or from his son or whatever, and his son hadn't brought it home. But according to her, her dude is still running around out in the open like he ain't got the kate. You know, because he doesn't believe in it like most people do, and he thinks, oh, you know, I'm just regular sick. You know, I can go do what I want to do. But even before Takate, if you're sick, why would you go out and about? It doesn't matter what you're sick with, flu, cold, whatever. You don't want to pass it to other people, even if even if you feel like germ theory is not a proven fact, but you know, I'm not religious at all, but I still believe in higher powers for sure, Jay. There's a higher power for sure. Cashley Kelly, Lawrence Whitnell asked if I ever heard of Cashley Kelly. No, I haven't. About all the folks dying around, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby Brown Jr. I saw a video last week where some dude went to get tested, but it was the same, such a long, and he was pressed for time, so he left. He received a letter. He received a letter from them saying he tested positive. See, this is why I can't take this shit seriously, man. Yes, people are getting sick. People are dying of something, but of what and from what? How? But they're not even testing you. You leave the test, but you still get tested positive. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, if you get sick, common decency, man. Like, you don't know if it's environmental. You don't know if it's bacteria. You don't know if it's silica in you don't know what it is. If you get sick, shit, don't run around being all willy-nilly. Because like I said, they have improved germ theory to the point where they can say it's a scientific fact. But you never know. I don't have to tell you, watch your cold-like activity. What you talking about, old head? I'm always watching for that, but is there something specific? Yeah, fruit, a pawpaw, a papaya tested positive for Tecate 19. This is ridiculous. And you know, that's why I'm like, yeah, people are getting sick. What are people dying and getting sick from? I don't know. I don't believe it's what they're saying it is and how they're saying it's happening. And I don't believe that it warrants all this bullshit they're doing. They're just taking it. They're just using it. They're using it as a tool of oppression. Right about California. I'll read it. Yeah. Dodger Stadium. What do you mean Dodger Stadium backed up? Snap each other. Yeah. And as they had people locked down and not being able to get into schools and buildings and whatnot, they probably been installing the 5G. Anyway, guys, this is going to be a quick live. I'm at home now. I got to get in here and take showers and get ready for dinner and all that other shit. So I'm going to holler at y'all later. Much love to you. Like, share, subscribe. R.I.P. to Bobby Brown Jr., man. You know, his parents went through hell and put him through hell. And he was born with a heart condition. And unfortunately, his immune system was compromised, and he was sick and died. You know what I mean? So these things happen. Oh, okay, got you. Oh, head Deuce. Yeah. Everybody want to get tested. And that's what the more people get tested, the more positive cases there will be. The more people get tested, the more positive cases will be. The lower the death rate will drop, right? This is common sense based on how it's been happening so far. Anyway, much love to you guys. Peace. And stay